What's up, guys? I am Missy Renee, and on this channel we talk about manifesting. We talk about everything that has to do with manifesting, how to do it, how to properly apply it so that you can live the life that you've always dreamed of. And in this video, we're going to talk about concept of self, or who you truly believe yourself to be, because this is essentially the cornerstone of manifestation. This is where you have to start first and foremost, and I really think the emphasis isn't strong enough as to how important self-concept truly is. A famous quote from Neville is, "To change your world without changing the concept of self is to struggle against the very nature of things." So we're going to talk about what exactly all this entails, how your self-concept is so important when it comes to manifesting, and how you can successfully create a concept of yourself that is lined up with whatever you desire to be. Okay, so first off, what does it mean when I say concept of self? What exactly am I talking about here in relation to manifesting? The concept of self, or your self-concept, is basically how you view yourself. And it's how you look and perceive the world around you. So it's everything from your beliefs, to your assumptions, to your expectations, to how you react in your day-to-day, the actions that you take. Everything that you do in your day-to-day life comes from the concept of yourself that you carry. And everybody's going to have their own views and their own perceptions of what is true in all different aspects of life. It's who you believe you are. It's everything that you think and you perceive to be true about yourself. And there are many different facets of this. Your concept of self falls into many different categories in life. I mean, you have a concept about relationships, you have a concept about money, and everyone is going to be very individual, and everybody's going to have their own views and their own perceptions of what is true in all different aspects of life. And this is everything. This is how it all begins, and every single thing that you do, every action, every event, every experience, every obstacle, every solution all stems from the concept that you carry of yourself. I really wanted to create this video so there is a more solid emphasis on just how important this is. Because for the overwhelming amount of people that I've spoken to and that I've interacted with, and even from what I started out with and how I used to go about my life, was I thought that everything in my external reality was real, that everything was dictated on my circumstances, and that I was powerless against anything that happened to me in some cases, or even most cases. And this is, quite frankly, not true. The thing that is so spot on with Neville's teachings and why it's really transformed my life is because Neville's emphasis is 100% internal. It's based on you. It is full stop. Everything that you do starts within, based on the concept of yourself, the concept of self that you carry. And I want to go a bit deeper because, again, there are many different facets that we carry. The concept of self is the sum total of these assumptions. They vary in different aspects of your life. So it's important to take note in the different areas that you are not satisfied with. It's important to really take a look at yourself and say, okay, where is it in my life that I am not happy? Where is it in my life that I'm really not satisfied? And start there, because it's more than just like a blanket statement. You know, people ask me, well, what do you mean by changing your self-concept? And I get it. It's a little bit more intricate than just saying, oh, change how you view the world. But you start with noting the areas in life that you want to improve. You start by noting the areas that you want to change. And you start this with that self-observation. You start this with doing the inner work and really honing in on what these concepts are and what they are telling you, how you are viewing the world. Because we're all looking at the world through our own lens or our own perception. And these perceptions are just that. They're just a way to look at things, but that doesn't mean that it's true. It doesn't mean that any of the negative self-concepts that you carry are accurate at all. So it's really, really, really important. Neville couldn't stress it hard enough, and neither can I. Look at the concept of yourself. Look at the concept of self. How do you view the world around you? How are you looking at things? What are your opinions? What are your assumptions about the different areas in your life? And especially the things that you are trying to focus on, the things that you're trying to manifest. What are the thoughts that pop up in your head when you first have it come up? The first thoughts that pop up are typically always the belief or the assumption that you carry, the thing that needs to be changed. So if you were trying to manifest a specific person and you ask yourself, how do I feel about this person? Or how do I feel about relationships in general? That first thought that comes up, that's going to be the one that you want to focus on. That's going to be the one 99 out of 100 times. That first reaction is exactly the thing that you need to change if it doesn't line up with what you are ultimately trying to experience. And another reason that this is so important is because your concept of self directly correlates with your state of being or the experience that you have. That self-concept, that sum total of your beliefs, your thoughts, your expectations, your assumptions, your reactions, that's going to determine the state that you dwell in or the reality that you experience. Creation is finished, you guys. Everything already exists. If you watch my channel, you know, because I've said it 1,000 times, anything that you can possibly think of, past, present, future, it already exists right here and right now. So any state that you wish to experience already exists. And a state, for those of you who don't know, for those of you who might be new to all of this, a state is a body of beliefs. It is an experience that is based on the sum total of your assumptions and your beliefs. And each state comes with its own beliefs. Each state comes with its own set of reactions. Each state comes with its own versions of people and actions that get carried out. It is really a reality within itself. That state that you experience is ultimately going to depend on your self-concept. This is probably the biggest hurdle, I would say, for a lot of people who are new, because this is going completely against everything that we've been taught, everything that we have learned growing up. And so we're trying to, for a lot of us, undo years of belief and assumption and the way that we perceive things. And we're trying to unpack and reverse a lot of that, especially anything that is harmful or self-destructive, because these concepts didn't just show up overnight. A lot of the self-concept that we have has been ingrained after many, many years of repetition. It all started back when we were children, and it was the people around us that really shaped that self-concept of who we really are. And then the events that followed, the experiences that we had growing up, only further cemented those beliefs and that self-concept. So I understand that it's not the easiest thing in the world to do at first, but if you take the time to really go within and really, really do the work and really look at, okay, what is it that I feel I'm lacking? And why am I lacking this thing? What is it that is stemming from inside? Why do I feel I'm unworthy of wealth? Why do I feel I'm unworthy of my specific person? And these are just a couple examples of the many different self-concepts that we carry. And we always start here. And that's really what set Neville apart from every other law of attraction coach out there, every other law of attraction teacher. For Neville Goddard, everything and anything was a result of your concept of self. And for most law of attraction teachers, it's what you focus on in order to attract something. So for example, if you want money, right? If you're trying to manifest money, if that's one of your ultimate goals, a lot of the law of attraction teachers will tell you to focus on that money, focus on that outside object, focus on that thing out there so you can try to match a vibration and get it drawn to you and attract it to you. And Neville taught that there is nothing outside of you. There is nothing that holds power over you. You are not attracting anything. If you want to change an aspect of your life, you have to change how you assume things to be in that facet of your life. You have to change the viewpoint. You have to change the perception. You have to go within and really put yourself in the place of already having a lot of money. You need to feel yourself from the place of already being wealthy. I've had a lot of people come to me with the first question that they ask is, how do I get this person to change? Or how do I get this circumstance over here to change? And I always tell them, you can't change somebody over there with any kind of external action. Again, Neville stressed that to change the world without changing the concept of self is to struggle against the very nature of things. You don't change somebody over there before you change how you perceive them or how you perceive yourself. So instead of looking at like, these techniques aren't working, I can't get this person to change, I want them to change so bad, I want them to love me, but nothing seems to be working, I tried all the techniques in the book, what's going on? What the hell? Instead, ask yourself, what is it inside of me that is creating this barrier? What is it that I am holding on to that is making it so things are not going the way that I want them to go? Reframe the question and really start to take apart what you are truly believing and what you are truly accepting as fact, because the change starts there. Once you're able to go within and ask yourself, okay, what is it that I am consenting to be truth about the situation? And if you think about it, if you really think about it, for a lot of people, this could be like myself when I thought I wasn't worthy, that nobody loved me, that I was not lovable, I wasn't good enough, everybody that I love just leaves me anyway. These were all concepts that I was carrying. And from those concepts, from how I viewed myself, that turned into my experience. As soon as I changed that concept, as soon as I was able to say, wait a minute, this is something that I know is not true. I know that it's not accurate to say that I'm unlovable. Clearly, there are people who love me dearly, so that is a false assumption. But once I was really able to change that concept that I was carrying and how I was looking at relationships, everything changed. Everything changed. I started gaining so much more respect from people. I was able to find that love and that respect and that mutual honesty and that mutual connection after I was able to successfully clear that concept that I was carrying. Your circumstances are like weeds. You have to get to the root and uproot them. If you try to mask it, if you try to be disillusioned, if you try to just pretend like everything is fine when it's not, if you keep reacting to those circumstances, they're just going to keep growing back. So get to the root, find what it is that you truly believe to be true. Look at the concept of yourself that you carry. I cannot stress enough how important this is, especially when it comes to creating your life. So if you enjoyed this video, do not forget to give it a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to hit subscribe, hit that bell icon so that way you're notified whenever I put out new content. And if you're interested in checking out any of my other resources, I will link my coaching website, my blog, and my social links down in the description box below. And if you have any questions for me about self-concept or anything in general that you may want me to talk about in future videos, do not forget to leave them down in the comments below. And also be sure to check out these videos over here. Each video goes into a different topic, but they all talk about manifesting the life that you've always wanted. So until next time, you guys, take care. As always, be well. Never forget, change that concept, because you're God and you can do whatever you want. Happy manifesting.